Now all of the noise subsides and we're back to where we were this time last week with Dan Hurley leading the Huskies into another exciting basketball season. Someone who's experienced the excitement of UConn basketball up close is the voice of the Huskies, Mike Crispino. Mike joins us now to chat about it. Mike, what a story to bookend your Tallahassee trip for UConn baseball, huh?
Yeah, we were paying a lot of attention to what was going on with the Los Angeles Lakers and Dan Hurley while we're calling the games in Tallahassee between UConn and Florida State for the Super Regionals. UConn a chance to get to a College World Series and fell a couple games short there, but I think this is good news, certainly for UConn, certainly for college basketball. Dan is one of the great personalities in the game, you know, with Mike Krzyzewski retired now and Jay Wright leaving. Dan Hurley becomes the face of this game in a lot of ways, and after winning 2 national championships, I'm just happy to see him back.
An opportunity to continue what he started at UConn. From what you know about Dan Hurley, Mike, what do you think were the big deciding factors that led him to this conclusion?
I think deep down inside, you know, in his soul, he knows that he's a college coach. I mean, he's one of the great coaches that we have seen on the college level, obviously, and I have no doubt he would do well in the pros, but I think he's well suited to teaching younger players in their 20s and late teens about this game and developing their character and their well-being. So I think he really feels deep down that this is where he belongs. And even though he says, I'd like to, you know, coach in the NBA someday, I think that's what you're hearing there is a college coach who wants to be at the highest level in his profession. And there's nothing wrong with that. I totally agree with Dan thinking that way. But I think he's really well suited for what he is right now. And that is one of the great college coaches that we have seen in the last several decades.
So Dan Hurley turns down the Lakers. The coaching staff is still intact. Alex Karaban is back. Let's put this day into context. How big does this day feel in the history of UConn basketball, Mike?
I think it's huge because they've just won back-to-back championships. That's almost unprecedented. That rarely ever happens. And they've got a really good team they're putting together right now with another shot at it. They'll be ranked top 10 when the season begins. And if Dan does his magic and the coaching staff is doing what they've been doing over the last few years, this team will compete maybe for another national championship, which would really put the Huskies up in the higher echelons of the college game. Not since John Wooden's teams way back in the 60s and 70s who won 7 in a row have we had this kind of maybe possibility that another school could win 3 in a row. So they're in a great spot. They've got players coming back. They got great talent coming in. They've got transfers with talent, and they got a great coaching staff. So I can't wait for November. We got a lot of things to happen before then, and I know those guys will be working pretty hard this summer to get to November, but it's really something to look forward to for college basketball fans here in Connecticut.
Voice of the Huskies, Mike Crispino. Mike, thanks so much. Looking forward to next year.
You got it.